getting teary and I haven't even started talking yet. Hello everybody! So this video will contain some story spoilers, but if you haven't read this book yet, don't worry, you can stick around for a while. I'll warn you before I get into any spoilery sections. I've tried to film this video a couple times and I can't get through it. I've seen this book around a lot, but the cover really didn't do anything for me. I've never heard of this author before. I have a mountainous to-be-read pile, and so I just didn't see any real need to add this to the mountain. Sam Claflin comes along, my sweet, beautiful, beloved Sam, with a new movie trailer, so I watch it immediately. I have tears in my eyes. I replay the trailer 5 times, get in my car, drive to Target, and buy the book. The trailer gave a lot away, as trailers tend to do, so if you've seen the trailer, which I will link down below because you should watch it, if you've seen it, you already basically know the entire story, which is about a 26-year-old girl desperately seeking any sort of employment when she finds a job as a caretaker for a quadriplegic man. This man is miserable and rude and basically done living, but they begin to change each other's perspectives and find some happiness with one another. It is not a romance novel. I know it sounds that way and it looks that way, but it's not. It is one of the most romantic books I've read and one of the most touching, the most heartbreaking, because it is so painfully real. I'm a very slow reader, so even a book as short as this, it took me 4 days to read it, which meant I had to keep stopping for stupid things like sleep and work. All I could think about was this book and these people and what was happening to them and where they were headed. I couldn't bear to be separated from it. This story is so alive and bright and consuming. The characters are so vibrant and the book has such a powerful message about living. Nothing has made me cry like this before, and I'm a crier. I couldn't separate myself at all from what was happening here. I was in this story, experiencing everything. It was a very emotional experience. These people will be with me forever. My mom said, "So is it as depressing as it sounds?" And I was like, no, not at all. It was, but I still find this book to be ultimately uplifting. It is an eye-opener. It's about putting someone else's needs and someone else's happiness before your own. It's about allowing someone to make the best decisions for themselves, even if it hurts you. And it makes you think about all the things in your own life that you absolutely take for granted every day. It shows the impact you can have on someone else's life. It made me feel so hopeful and so helpless, because I could completely understand all sides of the argument that I can't really get into details here without any sort of spoilers, but I was pulling so hard for one thing to happen, all the while knowing that this other thing needed to happen, it tore me up. There was no black and white, no Hollywood twists. This book is a big dose of gray area reality, and it is a really important book. I'm not gonna survive this movie. It looks so faithful. They showed so much of the book and everything was like spot on. Every line of dialogue, the bumblebee tights, everything is there, and I'm not gonna survive. But I am very much looking forward to it. Sam and Emilia Clarke, so perfect. Like, they were born for Louisa and Will. And I love that her last name is actually Clarke, because Will pretty much only refers to her as Clarke. And also, since I saw the trailer before reading the book, I pictured the two of them the whole time, and they were absolutely perfect. And I go ahead and give you that spoiler warning because I can't filter my thoughts any longer. I just need to talk. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then goodbye, thanks for watching, go read. So we find out relatively early on that Will wants the help of assisted suicide to end his suffering, but then Louisa makes it her mission in life to change his mind, to show him how good life can still be, and that life is still worth living even if you have to live it differently. And I really believed he was going to change his mind. Until the last page, I was like, no, this cannot happen. This did not happen. I can also completely understand why it had to happen. This was no life for him. He was a brilliant mind with a need for adventure, suddenly trapped in this useless body with no prospect of recovery. He was constantly in pain with constant infections. He couldn't even scratch an itch without the help of someone else. I get it. I get why Louisa's love could never be enough. life. I get why he set a date and had to do it so he could end this with some dignity and control, as he lost control over every other aspect of his life. But oh my god, it hurts. And I love the way he changed her life so entirely. He opened her mind and broadened her horizons. He made her realize that she was worth so much more than she gave herself credit for. And he was the only one who finally helped her move on from the rape that paralyzed her, for lack of a better word. No one was ever there for her after that, and she really let it define her and the way she lived her life, and he helped her move on from that. He made her realize that she deserved to go out there and get an education and travel and find love. Real love, not comfortable companionship with Running Man. Not that that was either comfortable or companionship. He was a crap bag. But she never dared to think of anything more for herself before she met him. It was really one of those, I set out to change you, but you changed me kind of things. But it was done so well. There was nothing cheesy or over the top or forced about it. And when he told her it had been the best 6 months of his life, ugh. I didn't feel any sort of need to cry until I got to the last day of their trip, and I was like, he's going through with it. It's like actually going to happen. And then the dam broke. I could not believe how hard I was crying for like hours. A big part of me really wanted that Hollywood twist, that happily ever after kind of ending, and it wouldn't have worked. It's so important for books like this to exist just as they are. Oh, but my god, I just got so freaking attached to Will and to Louisa. I love them so much, and I can't deal with it. Even though I knew it needed to happen for Will, it was the best decision for him, but I felt like I was in Louisa's shoes, experiencing all of this, knowing it's best for him, but also feeling so angry at him. I really felt like we were gonna change his mind and he was gonna see the light, and then so heartbroken and hurt when he didn't change his mind. I felt so angry right up to the end when she was laying with him, feeling like she wanted to say, how dare you destroy my life like this, but knowing it had to happen. Ugh. I went through all stages of grief here, and I had to keep trying to remind myself these people aren't real, turn it off, walk away, but I couldn't. You're not actually going through this, but I am. I think the author did a fantastic job of showing how good life can be with a disability, even with such a severe injury as Will's. But Will didn't want that life. He was not okay with it. He was in severe pain and discomfort always, and getting worse all the time. And after experiencing the life he had, all the adventure and the travel and the excitement, being confined to a chair and spoon-fed for the rest of his days was just not an option for him, and he wanted to take control of that while he still had the chance. I still feel like I'm grieving for him, and I'll feel angry at him. What has this done to me? I think it hurts more than any other fictional deaths, partly because I got so attached to Will. I fell so in love with him, and partly because it was all his decision. It wasn't an illness that took him slowly. It wasn't freak accident that took him in a second. It was a well thought out, well planned, rational decision, and that is really hard to come to terms with and to accept and move on from. Sam, why can't Sam just stay alive for once? If you're still watching, that means you've already read it, right? So I would love to hear what you have to say. I need to know how you felt about this. But if you leave a spoilery comment here on this video, please just tag it with the spoiler alert so we don't give anybody any information they don't want to see. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!